Hello, everyone, and welcome to our next episode of Financial Freedom for All, where we can help you master your money and achieve your goals and dream one episode at a time. My name is Arvin Burgos, one of the national sales director in the company, and our job today is to give you actually some guidance on how you can actually wrap up the year actually strong. And today, it's my great pleasure to introduce to you my co-host this particular episode, one of the top lady in the company, top earner, senior vice president, Dolly Bright.
Yeah, thank you for that, Arvin. My name is Dolly Bright. I'm one of the Senior Vice President of Genistar. So I'm so excited today of what we are talking about. We are diving into powerful questions, how to wrap up the year like a pro.
That's amazing, Dali. And one of the things that I would like us to both together actually go through is why is it important actually to do the reset on the last few months of this year?
Yeah, because it creates contrast and we can see what's behind us and what's ahead. Because December is a reflection, and reflection, when you combine reflection with intention, transformation happens.
And I agree. I totally agree with you that most people actually drift to January without actually refocusing on what the goal that they set up a year ago, right? So that's where most people are at the moment. So, Dali, do most people drift or actually focus for January?
Most people drift, and drifting leads to repeating the same year, the same habits, and leaders prepare and leaders win.
Fantastic. So, Dali, actually, I just want to ask this question, Ati. What does wrapping up the year like a pro means to you?
It means like you don't leave things to chance, but you protect your family and you close your targets and you enter the year with clarity and not chaos. For I believe that wise planning leads to prosperity and success.
Dali, most people actually celebrate the day 19th of January. And do you know, guys, what's 19th of January? It's the Quitter's Day. There's a statistic that shows that most people quit actually on the 19th of January, even they have put their resolution actually early that with the month of January. So hopefully you'll not be celebrating that this year, right? 19th of January. So the reason why we're going through this one, Dali, so that they will not be actually participating on that Quitter's Day, right? So that means actually, Dali, that we need to lay out the plan for next year, right? So just for today's podcast, what are the four things that we're going to be actually focusing? So to help actually our audience actually focus on a fantastic New Year's ahead.
Reviewing your protection, finalizing your targets, lock into your next year goals, and personal reflections and reset.
I like that. It's actually just like finishing actually a book and ready for the next chapter. So let's jump in to the next segment. All right, so Dali, the first one is the most important probably that I think that most people do, right? So people actually, when I have a car insurance, for example, Dali, I renew it every year, right? If I got a home insurance, I review it every year. So
Yeah.
what's the difference there actually if you got any life insurance, serious illness cover, income protection? Now, why is it very important actually for someone, not only actually personally in your family, but for your clients to review your protection?
Yeah, because protection isn't just about money, it's about peace of mind. And the truth is, you can have the goals, the plans, the investment, but if you don't have protections, you don't have the proper foundation in place, and it sits on the sand.
Well, I really like actually what you said there. It sounds like to me that you mean like you protect what you have today rather than actually protecting what you have in the future. So there's no point of achieving some of your goals and dreams without protecting what you have. It's the foundation of financial freedom. And would you agree, Dali, actually most people today have not reviewed their policy actually for probably the longest period of time.
Absolutely.
And again, most people actually just relying on a year back actually protection that they don't even realize that their circumstances have changed today. So again, what's the point of having actually that big goals and dream if you're not protecting what you have today?
That's right.
All right. So what does reviewing protection look like in practice, Dali?
It's really important to review for families like life insurance, income protection, wills, estate planning, And for clients, Arvin, it's worth reviewing for their cover matches their financial needs, probably their situation. Life could change. Like, for example, if they have a new child, a new house, new income, and that needs to be protected. And also for our leaders in Genistar, it's good to review our team's protections, knowing that their household is in financially bulletproof.
Absolutely, we're here actually for wealth building, right?
Yeah.
And there's a very interesting actually statistic that I've read recently, actually, Dali, that according to the Association of British Insurers, 60% of the UK population have not reviewed actually their policy for the last 15 years. Imagine that, right? Just
That's
actually,
worse.
I'll leave it a little bit there because some people actually needs to realize that circumstance could change, right?
It is.
So probably the value of that protection is not actually the right protection for them today. And again, go back to what I said a while ago there. I renew my car insurance every year. And the reason being of that is my car is a little bit older than last year, right? Not only just the driver is older, right? But again, the car have more risk now than actually if you compared it actually this year. So that's the same with protection. And majority of people today have not actually realized that when you build wealth, so that you can focus on that security and actually protecting your future, you need to have a proper protection. The next question for me about the protection is how often should people review those things?
Yes, for me, Arvin, at least once a year, knowing that because life circumstances can change, and it should be whatever their financial situations, it should be aligned with their financial needs as well, through with their protections.
And probably you'll be saving the money as well, isn't it?
It is,
You
yeah.
just fill in the gaps actually because sometimes, probably the mortgage actually have been paid already. Probably they don't need that amount of protection. They can actually now rechannel that to investment instead, right?
Yes, and also with that, Arvin, especially when their child is already on adult and they did not review their policy, knowing that there could be their child is already adult there, it will be 23 years old or more than, and they haven't reviewed their policy, so it's worth reviewing it.
And you are just right to say there actually that if you are actually running a business just like your Genistar business, you lead by an example, right?
is.
You yourself needs to review actually your protection. Because at the end of the day, we don't know what's happening in the future. Yes, you can build actually a six-figure income business, but what happened next actually if something happened to that leader? What happened to you and to your family if everything goes down actually? If death happens, if that worst comes to worst, if death happens, where would your family stand actually, even you actually build a fantastic business?
Yeah.
So it's not about building only wealth.
Yeah.
The most important part is security.
Yeah.
So remember, Dali, about the house that we build, right?
Yes.
The financial house. So I have not seen any architect or engineer who start building a house and start building the roof.
Yeah.
And the foundation of that financial house is protection.
Yeah.
So that's the most important part.
It is, isn't it? Do you have a moment, Arvin, when reviewing the policy makes difference?
Absolutely. Many occasions that we have actually, for example, if we base that on a client, we have some client actually that, they have delayed their protection. They delayed actually, let's just say actually reviewing their policy. Then that year, this is a very specific and very actually factual actually story. That client actually have type 2 diabetes.
All right.
And they are actually in the position to buy their next property. The problem is because of that pre-existing condition, they will not be able, that particular family did not manage to get actually a proper protection because of that pre-existing condition. So health could change anytime, right?
It is.
So it is actually good to review your policy before it happens. So let's go back again to what we said about protection. It's having now that you don't need it rather than needing it
That
and you don't have it.
Yeah.
So that's what important protection is. It's very important to review. Again, what's the difference of a life insurance, a serious illness cover, income protection with a house insurance or home insurance and actually a car insurance? You should review every day, probably, or every month or every year, actually your protection.
And also, Arvin, as there's a saying that when is the best time to prepare your life insurance? Before you die, right?
Well, that's the best answer, right? The
But
day before you
They-
die.
Well, we don't know when we're gonna die.
Well, unless you got a crystal ball, Dali. So, so again, just a final message actually on that particular part. It's actually, guys, before you plan the next year, protect the one you have. And that's actually the most important, actually. I think that particular segment, that we need to be able to actually protect what you have today rather than preparing actually what the big goals they have in the future, because the machine or the vehicle that you're trying to reach that goal is actually you. So go and speak to your client, go and speak to your family, go to speak to your team, because at the end of the day, the best time to actually to make sure that you're properly protected is the day before it happens, unless you got the crystal ball, right?
So Arvin, in connection of what you said about the Quitters Day, January 19, right? For all of you know, guys, the January 19 is Quitters Day, so put that in your calendar. So why do so many people, Arvin, slow down in December?
Well, it's Christmas, right? Especially actually in the Filipino community, we start Christmas by September.
Oh,
Isn't it?
yes,
First day of
yeah.
September is the first day of
Yeah,
Christmas.
you can hear Christmas songs already.
Absolutely. So people slows down actually in Christmas, having that holiday mood already. So sometimes they just focus on the spending that they will be doing actually in Christmas. They'll be thinking about where to celebrate that Christmas. So most people think about Christmas holidays. So when you are in a holiday mood, what happens? You are out of your actually your goals, right? So again, it is normal, guys, to be in that position, but you always remind yourself actually that you are in the year end already, and the best time to really refocus is actually this time. Now, what I always say, Dali, the best time to prepare is actually 3 months before the new year,
Right.
because that will set actually a trajectory where you want to end actually for the next new year. So again, you just need to be conscious about it. It's nothing wrong about celebrating Christmas, but you need to actually use that time to refocus actually, because one of the most valuable thing that we have is time.
It is, yeah.
We will not go back again. You cannot just say, Dali, on December 31st that I will do it again next year, right? So
I'll be a year older.
absolutely, absolutely. So again, it's very important to realize that yes, it is actually important to celebrate Christmas, but most importantly, you need to prepare for the new year. And this last 90 days, especially during the Christmas period, you need to set out actually your goals now and finish actually strong, because at the end of the day, you cannot go back to the time that you spent already once 31st of December comes in. And I don't want me and my family to celebrate the 19th of January. The Quitters Day. I will be actually the Goal Achievers Day instead.
So Arvin, how does a year-end push and change momentum for you?
Well, as we said already, people actually have that default that a new year, a new beginning, a new opportunity. But the reality is, a new beginning, new opportunity starts even before the new year starts, right? So, again, let's go back to what we said from the start. Actually, let's review. This is the time that you review and reset your goal. You need to remind yourself where you have been actually when you set your when you set your goals and try to achieve your goal last year. You should know actually where you are today. So this is now the moment whereby you need to catch up on that goal and achieve it.
So for our listeners here, Arvin, I'm sure that someone is listening to us today. So what's practical way that you are on track?
Well, again, we need to finalize our targets, as I've said there, isn't it? And for the reps that we have, actually, we need to focus on how we can end up actually this year strong. Now, last 3 months is very important, as we said from the start. So probably, especially if you are going to December now, you need to actually get 10 more clients, probably book that on your diary.
Yeah.
Don't wait actually to book your diary when December comes. You need to book your diary now, because you know what happened, Dali.
Yeah, they're
By
all
the
busy.
20th of December, you cannot call your client anymore, right? So that's actually one thing that we need to actually focus on. Second, reach out on your market, your previous markets. Time to review. Speak to them actually that we can probably save them money. Set actually an appointment to actually make sure that their plan is still the same plan that works for them and their family.
Yes, absolutely.
Third, help one more family this week, probably next week, because it makes a difference. 1% extra that you do today will make a difference actually cumulatively next month. And last one, promote one more person in your team probably so that they will be ready for next year.
Yes. So help them financially independent next year, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So again, it's very important actually to focus on what you can do actually this year. Don't wait until next year. So one of the things that I actually written down in my notes here actually, Dali, is finish your year with focus and your new year will begin with fire.
Wow, I like that.
Isn't it? Right? It just make sure actually that we need to make sure actually where we are today, we need to actually deliver what we try to achieve this year so that the next year will be actually a more successful and more actually fruitful actually year to come.
Yes. And breakthrough happens.
Absolutely. I agree with that. You know, the last episode that Bevin and Joyce have done is actually amazing, guys. It talks about actually how to set your goals. But one of the most ingredient, actually, most effective ingredient that they said there is you need to actually set your goal immediately. Don't wait until the New Year's resolutions, right, to come. Now, you know, setting goals is easy, Dali.
Yes.
But it's actually the most important, the most challenging part is actually achieving it, right? So, Dali, why set your goals in December, not in January?
January is reactions, Arvin, and December is preparation. So champions don't just hang out hoping, but they show up ready.
And you know, everyone actually is setting that New Year's resolution every January with good intention,
Yes.
right? Just like what Bevin said, actually, he set out actually to lose weight actually there. But at the end of the day, actually, life could actually, you know, derail you from the goals and dreams there. So one of the things that we need to remember, guys, when you set your goals, you need to have a proper habit of doing it. It takes 90 days. It takes 90 days, Dali,
Yes, yes.
to develop actually a habit. And if you have that habit, a good habit to achieve your goals and dreams, you don't even need to remind yourself doing that, right? So setting up early will actually give you a more actually more strong start of the year. And at the same time, more focus on your goals and dream, right? So, so Dali, actually, how do you personally set financial or leadership goals for yourself?
Yeah, for me, Arvin, I start with visions and put that into a manageable goals and then build it with habits to support them. And as a leader in Genistar, I'm looking into who can I help next year to become financially independent.
Well, you know, that's actually just like have that mission, right? Have that
Yeah.
mission. So again, it's again developing that habit there so that you'll be able actually to do it even no one is watching you, right?
Absolutely, yes.
So you need to be actually able to relate to your goal. You need to be able to, you know, to be able to identify that everything that you do goes towards that one goal, that big goal that you want to achieve. So small wins matters actually as well,
Yes,
isn't it?
yeah.
So every time that you hit the small goals that you set yourself, you need to celebrate.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
because I believe with that, Arvin, because it's always like small actions today makes a big wins tomorrow.
Yeah. So again, actually, to be in a position whereby we can actually help people in our podcast today, Dali, I need to challenge actually everybody, especially our audience today. So the first action that I would like you to do, guys, is actually set 3 goals this November, December. Okay, the last quarter of this year. What are the 3 goals that you want to achieve and make it happen? It doesn't mean actually that that you will be actually getting a big goals there, but small goals that will deliver you to your bigger goals. Okay, so that's one. Number 2, and this is actually mentioned on the last podcast. Write it down. So how important is writing it down,
Yes,
Dali?
really, because otherwise it's just a wish list, isn't it?
Absolutely.
So no action plan. So write it down.
Write it down and share it, right, to those
Yes.
people that you respect, as actually Joyce said actually there in the last podcast, to those you respect, so that you can commit on that and you can be accountable not to that person but to yourself.
Yes.
Yeah. And the last one is break it down to 90 days intention. And it's the best time actually to do it this year, right? Now, how about the rep? Actually, what would be the action plan for our reps? Actually, for our company rep there, Dali. One thing that I would like people to start is prepare their calendar a year ahead, right?
Oh yes, it's better to prepare ahead than leave it last minute.
Yeah, and part of that is actually, one of the best coaching that I got from our coaches in Genistar. You need to actually plan ahead every 90 days of your calendar. So one of that goal actually, Dali, that I've done last year is actually I know where we're gonna go for
Yeah.
holidays and when we're gonna go for holidays. It's plan ahead. It's not just
Yeah.
actually spontaneous, and that's why it's very good to plan ahead because that's another actually task that you need to do in January, right?
Is.
So at least you know where to go. So Dali, what's your plan for next for what's your next holiday actually that you're gonna go?
Oh yes, actually my children is already planned, so they already put it into my calendar. Especially Daniel because it's school holiday, so he is the one putting his holiday and when they're gonna go. And for me, Arvin, I'm just the finances.
But
I'm just finance. They plan, but I do the finance.
but you do have actually the date there, right?
Oh, yes,
Set.
yes,
So you're
yeah.
expecting that, the kids expecting that, and it's good
Yeah.
actually to involve actually your family to be on that planning as well.
Oh yes, because we work here as a team as well, so we celebrate as a win as well. So
Absolutely. So that's actually accountability as well,
yes,
isn't it?
it is.
Okay, and again, actually for those people, for our team, for our representative in Genistar, one of the beauty of doing our business is actually planning ahead, and part of that is actually celebrating those wins as well.
With your
Okay.
family
Yeah,
and team.
and team. Dali, what would be the one tool to keep your goals alive?
Yes, for me, Arvin, is really important is the accountability. Yeah, accountability. You will be accountable to your family. You will be accountable to your weekly activities. You are accountable to your mentor, to your team, to the company, and it's just really accountability to yourself.
Absolutely. You just need to actually have someone review it with you. Not only
Yes.
yourself, actually, someone will guide you actually how to achieve that because at the end of the day, no man's an island. And giving that accountability to someone, showing them actually that you are purposely, intentionally achieving that goals and dream, and someone who will remind you will make actually a difference, isn't it?
It is.
So let me just read one line again here. Actually, that when you speak about that, actually, Dali, when you lock in your goals early, you don't chase the year, you lead it.
Oh yes,
So
I
you
like that.
control you
Yeah,
control your year by actually posting actually your schedule, so that you will plan ahead for the next year. So less stress for the family,
Oh
less stress
yeah,
for you,
yeah.
right? Now, and the last part actually, Dali, is one of the most important part. Yes, it's good to have someone actually you're accountable to, but as I've said from the start, actually, and you agree with me on this one, the best accountability that you need to do is the accountability to yourself, right? Now, part of that is we need to actually be able to assess how did we do for this year
Yes.
and how do we end, right? So, for me, I've got lots of blessing that I can count on, and of course, there are lots of challenges along the way as well.
Yeah.
But if I'll ask you this question, actually, Dali, what one thing you're proud of this year?
Yeah, for me, Arvin, it's not just one thing really. It's happening. So this time is time of reflections and achievements so far this year. I was awarded like MVP of the year for two consecutive years, Arvin. So I could
Congratulations. We're
yes,
so
and
proud of
thank you
you.
for that. And I promoted my two executive vice president this year as well. That's happened. And recently, I was awarded in Vitality for a top performer of the year. I was really surprised with that. And also, we move into our new property. So we're
Congratulations.
excited with that. So many things, as I reflect on that one, there's so many things and good things happen. And of course, there's challenges, but there's also success there.
Absolutely, and not only that, actually, yep, you and even our audience today, actually, there are lots of things that you've been blessed this year, and the biggest probably asset that you have is to count all those blessings because you have a very positive. When you start the new year with a positive mindset that you have been blessed and there are more blessings to come, just like what Dali actually have gone through with you. I want you to write it down. I want you to actually to sit down with your family before actually the year ends. You need to remind yourself how blessed you are. I know there will be challenges there, but one of the biggest thing that could make a difference for New Year is being thankful to all the blessing that you have there. So next year or this particular actually time of the year, Dali, one thing you do earlier next time.
Yes, is as we mentioned earlier as well, is to plan ahead and delegate it sooner rather than leave it with last minute.
And we're talking about reset. Yeah.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
what could you actually share to our audience today? How to reset actually before the new year?
It's really important to have a reflection for yourself, and to recharge, reset, what do you call that? And for me, I just have a time to think and time to pray for what's God's plan for me ahead of the year.
And I've heard you sometimes actually that you said there, and I've taken a note on this one actually, and I got it actually on my note here that you said at some point actually this year that you need to recharge, reset, and disconnect from social media
Oh, yes. Yeah.
so that you have
Yeah,
time to reflect,
think.
right?
Yeah, time to reflect is really important.
That's actually, I've written that down. That's why I got it in my notes, Dali, because I heard you saying that actually in one of our Saturday training.
Yes.
So another thing that I want to ask is, one habit that our listener can adopt. What would be the one habit that our listener can adopt actually this year?
So it's really important to have a weekly planning and your calendar as well. Book your calendar, and your calendar shows priorities.
Yeah, and to develop actually a good habit of doing that actually it
Yeah.
takes about 90 days, right?
Yes.
So this last quarter of this year is the best time to develop a good habit so that when you coming for the new year, it's great actually to have those good habit that will be actually something it's a tool for you to achieve some of the great goals that you set for your new year.
Yes, and that will actually build that consistency there, Arvin, as well.
Yeah. And your habit can serve your vision or probably sabotage it as well, isn't it? Right? So you talk about social media a while ago there.
Yes.
It's great, actually. It's great actually having social media. It's actually a good marketing tool for us. But again, you need to be thinking about how many times, how many hours of your day actually is being invested on social media, right? And I always say actually one of the best skills that I trying to develop myself this year, actually, Dali, is to at least set aside 15 minutes a day to read actually a book that I would like actually to learn. For example, if that's a leadership things that I would like to develop, I set aside 15 minutes a day so that I will be able actually to develop myself, progress myself as a leader. Because when you're gonna do it actually, not next year, you need to start it as soon as possible, right?
It is, yeah.
So Dali, finishing strong financially is one thing. And what's the second thing?
For me, the second thing, Arvin, is my health, because health is wealth for me. And even though you're the richest person here on earth, if your health is compromised, it's meaningless, Arvin.
And of course, actually, relationships as well, right? We need to invest on our relationships as well, because at the end of the day, it's more meaningful if you are celebrating actually your wins with your family, with your friends, and the people actually that you work with, right?
Yeah, so it's aligned with, you need to have a balanced life, yeah, with your family, with your faith, with your finances, your health. And yeah, so it's really important to have that balanced life as well.
So Dali, there's one question here from our group chat actually last Saturday, and we have not managed to answer this actually. And one of the things that they asked us actually last Saturday is, what would be the one thing that people should do before the 31st of
It's
December?
it's really important to review their protections, review their goals and their finances as well. So what's their status? Because I believe, Arvin, that they already wrote down their goals before, and they have to make sure that how close they are, because we only got more than 30 days.
There's a sound effect there. So from the start of our podcast, Dali, we talk about some people do drifting to the new year, and some actually people driving for the new year. What's the difference of those two?
Drifting is passive and out of focus. Driving is intentional. So one hopes and one builds.
Fantastic. I love that actually. So again, how to be driving to that is actually planning ahead.
It is really important to plan ahead and have that action plan in place as well.
So Dali, as we approach actually this few months of the last month of this year, when you actually, if you want to achieve actually a strong year end, you're not trying to achieve perfections.
Progress over perfections, Steps compounds and consistency wins. Your small actions today make a big wins tomorrow.
I like that, Dali. And then again, one of the things that I'm really proud of you and your family. You are always actually focused on the small wins that comes to a bigger wins, and you celebrate every time. And as we wrap up today's actually episode, guys, we would like actually to thank you all for listening to us today. But it's not about how you start your new year that makes a difference. It's how to make actually the year that you're in today counts.
Don't wait to get serious about your goals. Start now. Review your protection, finalize your goals, and set up your best vision for the best year to come.
So remember, everybody, that momentum actually builds in December and mastery comes on January. So it's better actually to build now actually and prepare, because whatever habit that you put in today will actually define your next 90 days for the new year. So as we wrap up today, actually our episode, I would like to actually thank you, Dali, for joining me actually to run this episode. I know it's actually something that we have not done before actually together, but it's actually there's always first of everything. So hopefully our audience will get something from it, and hopefully we added value for you guys. So we're looking forward again to actually see you on the next episode of Financial Freedom for All, because financial freedom is not just for the few, but for everyone who actually desire to achieve it. Hey, thank you very much, everybody, for joining us to the Financial Freedom Podcast today. And join us again to the next episode on how to master your money and living your dream. Thank you very much. God bless. Have a fantastic year ahead.